Welcome to the Clarion News Studio here in Kuala Lumpur. Today I'm joined with Michael Kelly. Thank you for joining us, Michael.
Thank you.
Michael, you have a great deal of experience within the smart grid IT systems and AMI space. What are some of the key developments happening within these two areas?
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of interesting things happening on the smart meter side and actually new ways to leverage smart meter data in innovative and exciting ways. I think there's kind of three different use cases. One is kind of on grid operations, so using AMI data to establish and improve connectivity models, which is something that utilities have classically struggled with. You need up-to-date connectivity models for proper ADMS implementation, GIS implementation. There's a wide-ranging effects of, like I said, not properly maintaining one of those models. So, AMI data can be leveraged to, like I said, improve those models and maintain up-to-date connectivity models. On the other side, there's the customer side, right? Customer applications. So whether it be home energy reports, energy insights, customer segmentation, targeted web marketing. There's a lot of innovative things that you can do with smart meter data on the customer side. And then finally, there's kind of some additional use cases around outage response, theft, and non-technical loss reduction, right? So there's a lot of expanding opportunities for vendors and utilities alike to expand their AMI and smart grid IT presence.
And earlier today, you gave a presentation around how new technologies are transforming the grid edge. Mm-hmm. What were some of the key focused areas that you highlighted in your discussion?
Yeah, so two of the more interesting and kind of nascent technology markets that are poised for hyper-growth in the future are ADMS and DERMS, right? So if you look at ADMS, what's driving that? We have this massive influx of data that utilities are now struggling to maximize the leverage or the value of that. ADMS can help maximize the value of some of that smart grid data because it's a foundational system or platform that uses OMS, SCADA, EMS, all these different systems that are combined in this modular architecture and allows you to maximize the value in data in new ways. And then on the DERM side, like I said, we're seeing across California, Hawaii, penetration levels of DER is getting too high for traditional ADMS to handle. That's where DERMS and VPPs can really make a play, because those allow for real-time control and monitoring at the grid edge that's simply not capable with today's technology.
And what is the one industry challenge that keeps you awake at night?
So being from the United States and kind of having a North American focus, one of the things that I think needs to be addressed is this idea of capitalizing on operating expenses, right? One of the things that I'm particularly bullish behind is software as a service models. To be able to capitalize on those operating expenses is kind of restricted across the majority of the US. So, I've seen regulators and utilities start the conversation around how do we actually allow utilities to capitalize on these operating expenses that might be more feasible for some smaller utilities or even larger utilities now are trying to get in the software as a service game.
And in your opinion, where do you see the Asian utility model moving within the next 10 years?
So that's an interesting question. The Asian utility market is so fragmented, right? You have pretty much China kind of as its own kind of dominant player in the market. And then you have India, which, like I said, India has a lot of grand ambitions, and they're really starting to do it on the ground. Multi-million dollar or multi-million smart meter tenders out on the market. And they're starting to do some things, like I said, actual on-the-ground realities. And then when you look at the rest of Asia Pacific, again, it's going to be highly fragmented. You have countries like Singapore and Taiwan and Malaysia really doing some exciting things. And then some markets that are still struggling with financial concerns, but have the desire, right? So in the foreseeable future, maybe 5 over 10 years, I think you're going to see the market as a whole evolve up the smart grid evolutionary curve.
Definitely a space to watch.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. For more industry-related content, follow the on-screen address.